Today's video is very important. It's a video which gives us a key to understand love and life. Watch it until the end because you will not find this information anywhere else. Can you imagine all those situations in which you are in a relationship with somebody you deeply love? Can be a partner, can be your parents or your children. And despite of that, there is always some fight, some discussion, some very strong emotion of anger which comes in the middle, and it's like a wall between you and the love with this person, and the relationship between you and this person cannot really manifest in all his beauty. And now try to imagine a way to take away that wall, to solve that wall, and to really allow this relationship to unfold fully in all its color, in all its beautiful possibility of love and connection. In this video we are talking about it, and we are talking about the secret that allows us to unfold all this potential. I am Valerio Verrea, this is Anima della Terra, the Academy for Archetypical Tarots, where I help people to improve their life through awareness and through the power of traditional tarots for self-realization in love and work career. One thing that always surprised me is that in my life, the more I loved somebody, the more it was difficult to have a healthy relationship with this person. I experienced it with my family, I experienced it in a love romantic relationship and with very good friends. The more I loved them and the more it was difficult to enter into a really true and open relationship. Especially with my parents, that thing was extremely difficult. Until one day, it was few years that I was working on myself. And it came one day, I was with my parents were already quite old, and I could have this feeling that they were going somewhere. I could feel that they were not young, I couldn't imagine that they were there forever. I realized that no, they would not have been there forever. And that feeling brought to me a very strong and painful emotion, a lot of grief for this loss that should still come. It was not yet there, but I already felt the pain. But at the same time, I allowed it. I stopped wanting to do something for them, to change them. I stopped telling them anything, and I just stayed there, grateful for the moment. And in that very, very moment, a huge love came. The heart opened. And there was all this feeling of gratitude and beauty for the possibility to be able still to enjoy also a second with them. And that was a great realization. This is something nobody talks about. But love and grief, they are intimately connected. Because in any relationship, we know, subconsciously, our mind knows every relationship is going to end. Can be like in 1 year, in 10 years, in 50 years. But all the relationships we have in our life are going to end. This is a truth. This is part of life. Cannot be any different. And therefore what happened? That we try not to think about it. But our mind subconsciously always know that. And what does our mind do in order to avoid the painful grief that it's not able to handle? Try to act in some way in order to make a sort of exorcism, to make like a symbolic action which takes away the painful emotion. And this happens through control. So our mind tells us to control the other person, to tell the other person to do something which is basically mainly symbolic, something that helps us in order to feel less pain. Normally are all those good advice that we give to people in order to make them better life. But through that, we are going to invade the other person. We are going inside the other person, not respecting the boundaries of the other person. And this creates a lot of tension because nobody wants to be blocked. Nobody wants his own boundaries to be invaded. Nobody wants to receive advices that did not ask for. And in relationship, this creates a lot of tension, and this tension very often brings to fight, to discussions. And then we feel a lot of negative emotion, because if the person doesn't accept our suggestion, our advice, our control, then this fear of that grief is popping up, and this really destroys all our relationship, and all the love that we have for the person becomes totally inaccessible. Yeah, I know it's totally a paradox, but well, we know us humans are kind of peculiar beings. And the thing is that there is no solution to that in this direction. We cannot control the other person. As long as our mind is controlling us, is guiding us in this direction, there is no way out. The only result is that we destroy love. We can't access that love, and that's really, really bad. But we can find a solution looking in another direction. Not trying to control, but trying to be present, mindful in the moment, and realize the big teaching that is coming. Love and grief, they are together. So we can consciously accept the grief. And getting in contact with that emotion will also allow us to get in contact with love. And our relationship will start to improve greatly. And in tarot we have an archetype, which is the number 13. Sometimes it's called also death, but in traditional tarots we don't have names to this card. And this card is an archetype which is telling us that through the acceptance of grief, there is transformation. In fact, this is the card of transformation. And it is a deep transformation inside of ourselves when we make peace with death, which is exactly the same as love, just the other side of the coin. And you can apply this knowledge inside of you. You have to be there and start to go inside of yourself, start to explore your emotion and relax in that, and start to look where you want to control and go behind that, and start to look at the emotion that you have when this control is not working. And you will start to experience anxiety and fear. And if you go inside of that fear, you will find deeper and deeper and deeper, you will find grief. And you can allow that grief. The fact that you know that the person you love at a certain point will not be there for you anymore. And you can let this grief going. And the more you let this grief going, you will realize that this grief comes because the person that you are with is so important, so beautiful, so important what you shared, all the beautiful characteristics that this person has, all the beautiful experiences that you had together. And this thing will start to move, will start to pulsate inside of you, and this will allow for this love to bloom inside of our chest, of your chest. You will feel this emotion really pulsating in you. You will feel this emotion truly be part of you in all cells of your body. And finally, through that love, you will get in touch with the truth of life. In life, we are in front of a great mystery. But if we have something that is true, is love. It's the essence of life, the essence of the truth of life we can find exactly in that emotion. And this is what's really important. In fact, in a relationship, we know it will end, but what's important is when this relationship will end, how it has been, how we could connect, how much we could live deeply this connection, and how much we could contact that love, even for a second. That's a great value, and it is worth work and focus a lot to achieve this aim. This is the essence of life. I hope this video helps you in this process. If you like it, put a like to the video, subscribe the channel, share it with all the people you love this video, because it's a great teaching. Nobody talks about that in that way, and it is very useful to improve our relationship. Thanks for watching. If you want to drop me a message, you find all my contacts underneath in the description. Anima della Terra. See you next time.